Welcome back to the bench. Yesterday, I told you that the market has a 100% recovery rate, and that's true for your bank account, but it is 0% for your time. Today, I have to tell you about Frank. Frank was my best friend for 40 years. We had a ritual. Every Friday at 12:15, we'd sit at the same breakroom table and talk about our real lives, the ones that would start the day we turned 65. We had folders full of brochures for fishing trips and maps of the Pacific Coast Highway. Bob, we're just grinding now so we can breathe later. He was the most disciplined man I knew. He saved every penny and never missed a shift.
On April 17, 1998, Frank was exactly 334 days away from his retirement party.
And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, but it's not going to work that way.
These old radios, they tell a story. You spend hours tracing the circuits, trying to find the faults. I joked, Frank, the government doesn't pay you to sleep. He didn't move. He had right there in the middle of a Tuesday.
I went to his funeral a few days later,
and all I could see was that folder of fishing brochures sitting in his desk drawer, destined for the trash. Frank had spent 40 years, over 14,000 days, preparing for a someday that was stolen from him in a heartbeat. That weekend, I didn't sleep. I looked at Martha, and I looked at our bank account. We weren't rich, but we had followed the rules, survived the recessions, and saved the string.
I realized that if I stayed one more day, I was gambling everything.
With the only currency that actually matters, my presence. Monday morning, I didn't go to my desk, and I walked into the supervisor's office and handed in my papers. I was 62 years old. People told me I was crazy. They said, Bob, you're leaving money on the table. If you wait 3 more years, your pension goes up. I looked him in the eye and said, Frank left his whole life on the table. I'm not willing to match his bet. I walked out of that building and never looked back.
I have been retired for 23 years now. That is 8,401 days. It feels much longer. 395 days that Frank never got. In those days, Martha and I drove that Pacific Coast Highway. We saw our grandkids take their first steps. We had slow mornings with coffee where we didn't check the clock once. Your generation is obsessed with the hustle and the grind, thinking that if you just work 70 hours a week for 30 years, you'll earn the right to relax. But the graveyard is full of people who were almost there. My biggest regret isn't financial. It's the years I spent working those 70-hour weeks before I woke up. Frank's was a tragedy. Don't die counting days. Start living them. I retired at 62 because I wanted to. I saw the finish line move for my best friend. But I could only do that because of a system my father taught me back in 1945, a way to manage money that was so simple, it allowed a post office worker
to walk away whenever he wanted. Next time, I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. I'm going to show you the envelope system. My father lived on $38.50 a week, and he never owed a soul a dime. I used that same 1940s logic to build the freedom that let me quit that Monday morning. If you feel trapped by your bills and your lifestyle, you need to hear about Episode 6. I'll show you how to stop being a slave to the paycheck. I'll see you on the bench.